Are you worried about your security? Are you able to access and protect your property and the people you care about? With an increased height in robbery and kidnapping, you should not compromise on your security. Global Sky Limited, your total security solution, is here to help you secure your office and residence.
Alright, my name is Mr. Lenas. I'm the General Manager of the company Global Sky Security Limited. Global Sky Security Limited, we are an international security company which we specialize in providing security services to various individuals or corporate organizations. When we talk of security systems, namely CCTV, access control device, electrical fence, tracking device, and security man guard officers as well.
The control room is designed in such a way that we have radios, a VCR radio there, which monitors our vehicles when they go out for day and night patrols, just to receive first-hand information from supervisors and the team who go out for that patrol.
With the ICT part of the services that we're going to talk about, the CCTV security systems, the access control systems, tracking device systems, biometric door lock systems, and many more. So when we talk about the ICT part, that is the ICT part of the company. We specialize in what I've mentioned earlier. And when you talk about the physical aspect, that has to do with the professional man guard security services. These are professional guards we recruit. We do background check on them. We do profiling on them. We actually train them on two things: theory part and the physical part. Theory part for them to know how to work with people, human relations, and also when it comes to the physical part, how to defend them. To defend themselves in terms of a robbery or an attack. So, long story short, basically those are the two things that the company provides.
For more information, call 0302 522 503 or 0264 363 125. You can also visit www.globalskyafrica.com. Global Sky, someone is always watching.
Ebusiafo and so a brasso said the double cat of Monsem, ya de Basomo and Anope, and now July 10, 2020. That's in seminar what daily graphic, daily guide now so the Ghanaian Times in there, just a bit brave quiet. Global Sky Security now for Sudan Sons and almost saying, medieval Kai, so Facebook, I'll be like, enough is what share. I'm our downfall so any be a share. I feel so called YouTuber and also subscribing, sending my now or downfall. No so enhwe bia no pese na beye na oman mu nsem no mo nsem ayekoso wo man mu no chese ye be hu ehu nsem nyina medin ene nana ya Kessewaa mene chese be ma wo fi ha onde onama ene 22 cities nkwa na hyehye no ho o se ye wo fi ha de ye nka ho so wa bonten me ka wa no pese twa ne picture ene onye hu no okroma ene no abunidi na chese odi sikana ma aye wo fi ha ye ngibidi ene me bom nkaye na maji eno so ewo ho Sir Charles.
Yes, I.
Alo na no pay
I know pay me level ni different.
sir.
I know pay me level ni different.
Na what the make a chafshefo no.
No dey say that no crazy.
Ya nya no.
So me like say nya no crazy. Dey say you free to see the name no dey.
Ya kwa ya nim.
Asem go so mama so ati tim dey.
Ayo.
Till you hu kra.
But since the enter ansem no so dey na the mindset of the wise no na just a phone no ye to aso ama na dey wa ha and then it says he understands that the law of accountability according to Matthew 25 verse 14 to 18. Of course, this work for people that believe that God is their source of worth. God will start with you small and not big. That is why you will never have anyone to give you $1 million to start a business, but $100, your ability to do more with it and double it or add value to it qualifies you for increase. Not just the mindset of the wise no. Or say just a nyame no, or ma wo sha ase nketuam na wakọ wanim senya ode nyama hihye nkofo sa say wo de je 3 wo so je 2 wo so je 1 bra obai na chese de onya 2 no onya 3 no wanya emmoho de onya 2 no so wanya mmoho na de onya 1 na no dwe say yusa ne de je so de ko share fam tutu am na ne ode share fam ode share je say me na obema me 1 so Bible na nkasa ma yete asese nyankopon no ode wo free baby na wakọ baby ubehu obi a obeka no story a chaweka say jama nipa wendi hiada nipa ekwe bia na wanfo chocho da so unim ne nipa na fam wo free baby na okọ baby no na Bible no ama yate ase anope na ye kan Matthew 25 verse 14 to 18 ne dia na eno so ye de to aso e de amamu anope Matthew 25 verse 14 to 18. Nti no so ye de beto aso amamo ena nope je say ye nya challenges kaka ye iPhone high papa nti you so je say obema 11 Pro bi a je say oba bi konya ya na damfo bi e fa ho de poison na eno so je say ye be kura mu twitwi ara say Charles
Say na na very difficult kakra. My you know. Na me wan kra say abayo apa na iPhone 2 timi poison nyonko. Me hu story na e shock me kakra. Ba ze Ghana no sana ye sometimes black me adwene say adwene no akoyi bi o sebe. Nti no e ba nsa sa na yese ba no. Ba me ka bi kakra de afa eye quotation ni we no ho na. On se Nyankopon e wo mre ene enna edimanipa. De bia me ka se Nyankopon on ma on sha ase abrabo no mfa 20 million mesha wonsa
ano de
unhia obia wa brabo mu obetimi akache o se o mihia o ade na ohia mihia 100 million de asha wonsa what you say eye afiti ase na futu no de be ma na afi wo do afa another process mu na wetimi so ba nya se scan bi obi o ma scan da bia no omwa but nipa obetraining ama wetimi adum mia bia ono so du ye no ono na eni papa because nipa no ma scan na kosi anya owuso on mo scan bi but so bibi she wa adwini mu a saa de pun medidi wa adwini mu abeni abeni na wetimi akọ ni mu abrabo eti Nyankopon hye ye de ya na so nipa na ya fa yakoma ene nipa dua no emma Nyankopon abeni na so ati ase enti no eno de ese nipa bobra na omde omani tu Nyankopon so se nyam betimi aye na ade woni to no so a no wonya abotra de ama no empre ho ni Nyankopon ni cause di Nyankopon ni mu a anhwe a 20 million ebe 50%.
na asem we ya mama kai story bi a tete madam fu bi e ka kire mo se o ma sorry an say ne pastor no obo ankofo e bia pesa wo hye bibia so no ama kakra no de ato aso ne na be me bi ba ne che so me pese me hye bibia so no so o hwe na se me ma 500 cedis a obetumi de aton pure water no so oso de na 500 cedis me de ye de me pe be 2000 3000 4000 5000 onya ka wi na so kotona me mo mpa ye ma I just say one ka sa o hwe 500 so to me the mark out so e be a business we na me de e wo mani so apart from pure water it e bi kra na eno na metumi de start wo hu so onya kan yo so da bi on do pe 500 pe be 1000 2000 no so na hwe se na be no ka so oh the for 500 ma me na adwuma bi se na da mani so ampese me ye so onya kan ya no conclude on the on pe 500 o che so boboko na ni ma so fun se baby aduru de na ekoto na me mo mpan ma na de odwa mpan ye agu no so nti yen kan na yen ti asese ye fi baby na ekọ baby nti bibi a obenya na ketewa mu no na che se wasom na watumi akọ wanim nti eno na ye the mindset of the wise na che se ne de to aso no the mindset of the wise no akogu dia na che se hot news platform MATV se na me kan no che se ye platform papa nsam edi ehim ewo ho na ye sha ase nsam ne de chese bebre nti ye sha ase free yes ye ankasa ye general secretary of the NDC Johnson Esedun Ketia ne nsem bi a waba beka or say the decision by the electoral commission to register final year senior high schools is part of an election rigging scheme. General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress Johnson Esedun Ketia has claimed the commission was acting on the instructions of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who is seeking to retain his seat in the December election. The EC will on Friday and Saturday register final year students as part of ongoing voters' ID registration. The election management body announced this at an emergency inter-party advisory committee. The EC said that the decision followed a plea by the Ghana Education Service to ensure no student was disenfranchised. But Mr. Esedun Ketia on a program on Thursday said though they were at the IPAC meeting, their hands were tied. General Mosquito, who is popularly called, said the conduct of the EC gives continuous credence to his allegation that they were inconvenienced with the government. He said, given the level of anger in Ghanaians, they won't wait to vote. They want to vote and kick out the MPP from power. Now, Osha caption I just say Charles or the man no see you can register people in hell. Akufo-Addo will still lose. I just say opa we are so hokra na just say ututu anamona ko hu baby I just say Satan esini dan wo ho ebo na mpesi kra na enya de a MPP ombe wini.
Oba na ze asem bi etere bi ana mpanifo no kan na minim ba bi omunwam so sese free. Efi se uti asem Esedun Ketia ka o che say na ye say ekwan bia so no say MPP for ye den a NDC for be you mafro Ghana for e be too mafro reasons our dey man no me to me no me say da hu reasons ni bia e say da ye very solid a e betimi a convince obi say wa Esedun Ketia na be ka kire yen say court ya muko yi asem ye di amamo ye di asem no de amamo nti mu de mu ye okay every we ati na mko ye press conference na ye say asem no ntisa na so twantro de a kire ye eti say na we say be ka kire say your friend say MV4 club will register go for obunsam jam kra I don't know if I have count that doesn't got they have count
Having your more register mo ho dada
I'm the more register
more register no I say we di line on say heaven no e ho ye de nti na omo no just onya tena hwa na de voters ID na de ahihye wonsa say na when they share konya ne de just or the year video ma be ono pass o ko di line mo ba heaven de nde onya tena hwa na atoto ama na just say ukọ wani ma no
anti Ghana for there Esedun Ketia eso e dia man no o say obunsam jam ho kra maybe before pa omu emumra ho ombowura ho kra ye de on be lisu
yes so ansem no so the medical health professional at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital has asserted that with the behavior of Ghanaians toward the adherence of safety protocols and the current COVID-19 situation, the country will see another lockdown. Dr. Jojo Nyamiche, speaking in an interview, said, I think gradually coronavirus is locking us down. He noted that the Ghana situation with regard to COVID-19 fight has dampened the spirit of medical personnel. Our morale is a bit low because we have seen the spread of the virus firsthand and how health workers are being infected. Such as an open besides why a crowd. Lockdown, why you cried?
The first day I met this story, you know, I was like, I'm not that one. Hey, and then once I did well, maybe now come and say, now come to 4 years. She say, time I ever started the first one, and I can't come the total lockdown by 2 weeks back. And the guys have 2 weeks in the total, no, and will be a no about quabanting. It bet me out. I follow up, crack. And the who as I say, your quarantine online.
Now, Charles, only say Ghana force you fear them.
Now, say even Tama, why shall I be a baggy? No be a pure bonty, say, but then what may person correct the apostle. No baby, police, oh, quite and but all you got got idea. I know a transfer because what of so who the Akosomo bonty. And a bad attitude now, as a year soon, and on my any day. I don't create a APR in a APR bonty because it's here in 23,000.
23,000.
But look at this. And that's what your my own coins are letting flow because your tea and any per 2. And do we not acquire 4. After anybody who's near do 16. Yet tea says ye do 23,000. Yes, I 30 million. 30 million as a 23,000. And your community, and yeah, I can yen. It's say, a patch say, Acha, but September no be.
Hey, say Charles.
Now the American go there, son, as a man. Now that the baby is
Sesano.
sir, mentis one and Fangoso. Manico December.
Chemukra.
I'm in trouble. And there's a table, as in trouble, you know. My job, there's a only some go for Kako. Go for what I know.
And I say, I say June, and I do in the theater, not just a young
Something you do and case in course, sir.
And I say,
but as I am Shaba, going them penny yan in young. Is here do quarter or munya, room apartment, yes, I cried a sacra.
now Papa be over fee has 6 years, say, the near bre Papa Paul's share.
If you are there, yet this studio, I'm gonna mess up, yet this studio, Antina, yes, you, yeah, say, I won't be what be ye at all. It one and come.
You go, wherever you go see something.
I can't say yes. You know, yes, Remo, Moisha. Oh, wouldn't my dear but who said Ghana for near so day? Yenny, my Lancasa air the doctrine because, yeah, no man say, or Cabrani, and you be Cassa. I feel just you having from a serious. What is up to know young football? Oh, a friend say community football.
Especially Sundays, I want to be our Fenia no pa. Ubahona near papa.
And the
Butcher Park be a doubt as a 4 bob was right as any answer.
And the Dibona Bunaway. I say, if you can and see a titty, see a man penny. Ye knew dear, but a titty say on crano, I say, ya quarantana. What you say? Say, don't grow. Now, what we need to unicapre. What do you mind now?
Yeah, so I'm saying just said the chat to our hot news platform was the communication minister Eslo Wusu has slammed political figures in the country for scoring political points in the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic has affected over 20,000 people and shattered the economy. Ghana's case count now 23,000 after 854 new cases were recovered. The harrowing rate of infections has compelled the Finance Ministry, Cocoa Board, BOST, and other companies and ministries to shut down operations after their staff members tested positive, and also a precautionary measures against the disease. Education Minister Matthew Poku Prempeh and Senior Minister Yao Safumafo, among other government and health officials, have contracted the disease. Honorable Poku Prempeh have recovered from the disease and sharing his experience in an interview on July 9, 2020, said, "But for God, I would not be alive." Despite the dangers associated with the disease, there are some political party members and supporters making political gains of the situation. Speaking in an interview, Communication Minister warned against political twists to the pandemic. She wondered why some people think that they can use the COVID-19 issue to advance political ambitions for their parties and themselves.
Story means sudden idea be a because Tama emphasis on another buy out the free education by about say in one between fee. Maybe more call this animal. I'm not enough to feel any person. I just say, what can I say? And the oversee what I say, I brought no more cruising to school. Rape because of
Education Ministry, the Abbasses, or two schools in Ma, and my Benyam, a Dawson.
I didn't actually.
Go for be repeal.
I'm saying, actually. Now,
some Panamon down.
Now, I want to say, a school in one. I don't go to school more, I want to say be more school.
Oh, my sister know that bounce eno ano bebra senior nyina bebe fie.
Sa na wo hu no. Me hu ni sa because on set you. O ka assassin we the two akolati mu a. O ka bibi a kire no. Oh, uye obi a respect what I say. Enti no, emeka we enche enti even say is a community ni wo na ye nyina ye boy ho ban obi a try so be ye. Enkwala ni mre school because of rape nti. Na say akra name obi press so onu be esa. Na dey up to now what say rape. Enye enkwala to fefo na.
Sister the Nigeria mom na yet pa sister na.
E try wo say a community no obi asuro po say ona na yere kra ba bibi.
Na Nigeria the COVID-19 no.
No mom fa ho bai. Nigeria for mom fa hwi hu.
Ebia the one mom fa ho no sa so no obi so tia no so fa ho.
Okay. But maybe there me enye so kasa. On say wono dibia na awon. Enye so kasa. O ebia nkwala ne betene fie be ha nkwala. Na school ye ka. Wala school we koma kwa. Omko school na be wi na ustifie. Obewie na otifie. No adane school papa ofie not to fie sa obe the education like be nante a adwuma onya bi nye it is oga say nkwala ne ba eba fie na say omo ye be repu omo a me nti ase
Now say back COVID-19 sensem ya ne ebohu na MPP aba no abeka ne de NDC aba no abeka ne na we aba no abeka ne de na no na ye communication minister Slowusu de aba say munjai sane ma na moye COVID-19 na nya political we yo na say eba ne political anya say ka omo nya bi say nko omo nya bi da because omo nya bi na omo dom political party bi
ya fa ne ma we ase gibi ho obi a sori na de ye politics obi biara be sori bia Ghana ha ma stadium hu say Ghana kese ya dwen nyina ye politics elanka be den e na say the football onim say ewiase nyina ade eji ni pani eba nwom football e na movies any movies politics there enye YouTube for that dream sa o because me sorry
na youth and politics at so china kwa hye
e wo ho tie e wo ho but obi enu obetua ebe ko tua sika se okohwe na nado wana be ye but me first sika ko tua se me kohwe Bundesliga me tua sika akotena ho akwe de awro me shirt edwa me ho se ne me she blaster jersey no se Ghana e bobo a me ye happy metimi maduane ato na me meti we metimi maduane ensi wo ngon kohwe ayi se bia sabi say ebia NDC for ye omo rare na se NDC for me nya ho what ma say but football there eno na Ghana for mo group bi from Enra to ne anopai ahomachi ne ngofo group mu a omo send message ena kotoko ena has kotoko ena has ena say has na koko village kotoko others there ngofo mu love e wo football mu doso ni expect class na Dubai ko obeka football wansa wa meka obaya na school
school but onim say Ghana ha yeso ni obi apese upe football
oh yeah
obi so epe
politics ba omo isa omo so bi kokotoko supporters ne ha supporters omo dos pa na ba onim ade mi hu ade bi wo ye group ni hot group ni Nigeria for omo nye careful asofo aba no omo nye careful me de bia me ka se me ma warning because nye medwuma ne yeso e omo bi untimi mswali mfiri wu krom mehye ye president nkom so be wu uni sa right no o ka pe obi say na offer bibia personal obi personal but no correct because una be say ye president Hong Kong
adi no se Nyankopon yi a kire no ye be ya ne se na ye mampenye yi to ho se ene ye fasting and prayers no e bia ye nya sane e mo mpa ye emfa ma no enso Sir Charles de wo kan on say sister ya sofo no mo hwa ya homte omo hwa ya homte o
nansia ye yi na hama yi ni die ya ne abesha ne Hong Kong
so obewu ai kana ya say e ma ne fa ne din ye mba nsa na me nim se bia December ade bachi ni ato aba na je ye be yi ne dia
possible ye mra na nti sa ye nya ne sa ye nya ne sa eti ngom ka so ma yi bi but time ne so me ne ba why ye ne ya na kan Japan ona abo ba akupe one champion man obekeka onze ono ha we na ha ye MVP ni nti nya dia obeshada ka ba ye to aso why
ye to ansem ne so dia na chese ni ameka ye wo daily graphic daily guide na face the Ghanaian Times so ha ye de mo nsem ni nyina e ba be so mo na no pe ne ka wo se wo hwe no na chese won so ama wo comment awa se ni ase Charles e dwudwa gu hwe e bia na won ne nya adwo so fa comment bra my yen kind would you medie so emma. Ye share front page of Daily Graphic or see protected at receiving end. COVID-19 hit hard at health workers. 779 contract virus, 9 lose lives. And also NSM were hired because the government not selling Kotoka International Airport. Aviation Minister. Ambulance service responds to 2,797 COVID-19 cases. As a special voters registration for SHS students starts today. Yeshua the Ghanaian Times front page noting Noguchi ramp up COVID-19 testing. As more test kits, lab equipment, supplies arrive to address testing hiccups and also heading in COVID-19. Minority asks government to close down schools. After to stop COVID-19 spread in SHS, President directs task force. Ghana's COVID-19 case count up to 23,463. Records 129 deaths, 18,622 recoveries. The most na ebebro wearing a mask and then so don't about so don't reach under mask. Send the bear can no share mask and found sign shim into two and him near the obeti ye mask no to walk sa and sakra na odo sa akwa wenim then also and na face so don't touch front of mask. Osha max na empower sa ensusom ebia na we akofi so be sanitizing pants ana say ube hwane ne na mwani upusa weni na chese udididi ano no te no embo amaye to COVID-19 ase afi so don't remove masks to cough, sneeze or talk. Ye max na se be kasa ye ma no enhye ye se be ye be hinti no so ye ma ne hya afi so e chese ubebo wa ma ne hye obi eni ho a opese no wo che COVID-19 no. Nti yehwe front page of Daily Guide so say Capital Bank case atuation trial begins and no so monsem ewa ha. After so asenso register at Bantama the monsem nyina bebro Mahama Sparks ferry over VIP and also ewa ha say Kwewu chiefs angry over NDC river case the nyina ebebro mo ena nopen. Nti yenhye nsem na se dia na chese the Daily Graphic and e sha ase Daily Graphic there front page na ya mo fa ndi agro kwa na afi so ya to aso e wo page 3 ho o say COVID-19 hit hard at health workers. 779 contract virus, 9 lose lives. 779 health workers across the country have contracted the novel coronavirus disease with 9 fatalities recorded. One of the number of infected health workers, nurses and midwives are the hardest hit, but medical doctors have paid heaviest price in terms of fatalities. Apart from those whose COVID-19 status have been confirmed, a large number of health workers are also currently in isolation, waiting for the outcome of the test after being exposed to the virus at their various workplaces. Leaders of the health workers and the situation is not only generating fear among them, but also negatively affecting staffing level and mounting pressure on a few health workers at posts, saying that could be in the results in just a few health workers being available to attend to patients who need attention, and particularly in the management of COVID-19, as the case saw.
Na say wo hwemu dia a doctors for na nurses for mo so ebo adwuma so e dia magana ana ne dia asemu di no na me tin sem si ana ya reho because ono mo gi enkwa no wo so de wi isi aje nkwanfo yi omo enim so nko me wawa yan kakra oni mo ba me hwe video bi na abrofo no se nipa no onya bi a e se every 10 minutes bi e dane no etino wo ho a ne abadane o because of the way wakoma na eboniti no ese ye dane ne de wanim hwe ase wanim hwe fom no be 2 minutes bi asan adane o ti se utim se eye ahomete eti se omo so enya bi na se munnan ewu dia na eye asefem tu hwe ma se nipa anya omo side no nipa anya bi no eye 779 ene munnan ewu eye na eye areho dene hey
na last no be ka say we buy nya news na mse hwe o say just enya news na mse hwe omo hwe ye no sisi e dia hwe omo nsa so omo hwe ye so no na che so omo nya bi na so omo wuwu a na che say ya ka wache ni ebenya bi na den na abeto
onya bi a obetena fie ewu ze enya news dia onya bi a on ha no ho nko hospital because enya den obetena fie ewu
na che say nsem no de ya ho ti na se na e kan no gloves no che say wo hwa everyone na so we you na bi o show bi kra na bi a ni ru akofi na che say arefi no so de o ho
And I know catch your boss. Yeah, catch your boss. Then I had in you one will be you who's got here. Now, can say, if I say, who knows much no, what shall I am found in the two with me at the idea. Now, so my own say, so when you kawa, that means you didn't go run, son, I'll be the team.
So it's a say precautionary measures, no. Over Malawi family cabinet appointees. Malawi's new president, George Kessewaa, has been criticized for including a husband and wife duo and siblings in his cabinet. The president's former running mate in 2019 election, Siddiq Mia, has been appointed Minister for Transport, and his wife, Abida Mia, is the Deputy Minister for Lands. Kennedy Kundodo is the new Liberal Minister, and his sister, Kandodo, is the Health Minister. Businessman Gospel Kazoko has been appointed Information Minister, and his sister-in-law, Agnes Azuka, is the Deputy Agriculture Minister. Now, it's now just I will show you a friend of family government.
Government I become me and almost say Ghana Ombasa and I say
Na no kwa come back and one sem.
But me omukra de nge na we dey serious o.
Just say na yere ne ba ne sister-in-law.
None of we as a Malawi for and a lady so almost say obusi president and send abusuafo e de oma ye government no de omo ye na adwuma na say otim say ba ne ho a e ba nsase a o de abusuafo na eye e ba say bia road no kwan no o de abusuafo na eye na je so otim hwe mu a je say adwuma no de e fa na o de abusuafo e na e hyem kena say de be ya e ba say bia sikasem die ni ade a me sa na me hunu say sikasem na edi eye na Malawi for country no go mo eno di asia ya say otim say na ba onim say ade we on ade be
say bia koba say bia discard so say bia 100% anyway be di mo 20 na we agi mo 30 na say say na oba akwa ware say unya sika fabre fie unya car na de ko
nti we ka e ka na e fa na be ko e say ka na wo mu sika na so wo mu
na say omo de so mu di de na chese omo amu oman mu ne chese mo bebre yie ene etika no mbeche omo weche na chese omo taking this chance
serious Malawi for wow.
Yeah, so page 5 for Nigeria reverses decision to reopen schools. The Nigerian government had reversed last week's decision to reopen schools nationwide for final year primary and secondary school students. Education Minister Adamu told reporters at the presidential palace that schools will only reopen when it was safe to do so, and not when the number of coronavirus was increasing in the country. This will not be anytime soon, he said. The U-turn means millions of students at primary and secondary schools, as well as tertiary institutions, including universities, will most likely not graduate this year.
Na say no ho ensem Nigeria for na dey esi anomani abre de some hwe ni ma some to betimi bie eye school na nkwara no so akwakosuya de na say nya Ghana hape na school sem no ye ka say esi bie na so Nigeria for no ye nuanum ya alatafo yi a jai no ma na ekoba no omo so age atu se kwan bia so no betimi abie school the government no eye hyehyɛ omo hwe mu se omo betimi abie school na nkwara no so akwakosuya de no mo nya nim die sonko na ba ka hu se na ye ntimi fa Hong Kong pe Nigeria for nisa
minim pa na unim so say Nigeria na rape ebrosu chese wutie ye news ne bi kra ye kan chese dodo na rape fi Nigeria nti omo kra rape dosu no chese omo de omo kra na omo to omo adwo omo schools no omo
nya yes anti enye say na de omo guso omo ye some baby na say enye ni mani ya de but you know
Banu say Kenya also say omo mbie school chair 2021. I just say afimu nyina just say in omo fentina fie na e-learning. Afi so omo si parents omo tue school for this year na nkwara no kosua de 2 months pe no. Any schools ne fa sika ne ma omo awofo back. And I say so omo for ma omo a omo bie school any nya de omo betue fees.
Eno kra ye. Yes awofo be discount. On say entina na nkwara ne ba na yes akwa say ye de ahyemu sa de amount na dey because never see wakoto ade o company bi wa who come first can ma abaka cho say ade no ye mfasesa no ade ase enti ni say ade sesa na dia ade na say wo ye hu bidiji no we ye e boa
yen so asem no so page 7 while the editorial to let's embrace the new normal at work. the world of work is being profoundly affected by the global coronavirus disease pandemic. In addition to the threat to public health, the economic and social disruption threaten the long-term livelihood and well-being of many Ghanaians. Our front page-led stories yesterday brought to light that the fact that at least 5 major institutions in the country had to close shops to allow the employees to work from home. That unprecedented situation underscores the potency of the COVID-19 surge, which is showing no mercy to lives and institutions. We do not yet know just how matters will unfold, but our thing is clear. The response to it must be integrated and comprehensive, especially now that some businesses, organizations, and state establishments have to shut down to allow the employees to work from home. Some changes may be temporary until there is a COVID-19 vaccine, so other changes may become permanent. We think that as businesses and organizations step into the post-COVID-19 future, they need to find a balance between what worked before and what needs to happen to succeed in the next normal.
Na say very graphic man egu so ayehwe na say ensem no enyina kire say adwuma ehon nsem na obi a bi mu ama bi ma ekofie so mo nkotena fie nya adwuma fie omo hwe anim a say COVID-19 no ebia enya ho aduro dia na say yabo ama adwuma na tina normal dia ma obi a na obi atina kofie na say mehwe mu a Ghana no say sorry na ye bompa ye di ma adwuma companies ni ade free say anhwe ya COVID-19 ne nko no na companies egu Ghana ha no enkwara ni be wie school abetena fie said na me gu so na ma no gu so kan if we say uhwe mu a COVID-19 ama ye hu say ampa adwuma ni Ghana kakra na ho no so na de
na kakra na ho mpo na na chese obi wie school a any employment letter ni o de benam say no be chinchin bia na sisi a ye close de na say hu say baby a ye kɔ no na ene osemofo ne de o kan say ne ye de aka ye ho say COVID-19 is here to stay say abeka ye ho say ye betre ene wo adwuma mu a ene na wa show nose mask ene wa che say wa ho nsa ye sanitizers ne kakra a che say ya ho ye nsa enso kakra ye use sanitizer the whole day monso a mo hye gloves no ye say en kan gloves e kan gloves say ne be kan bia say Charles be kan say
me lady bishia we are me kan me Akosomo shia no say on say emi no obi a was say mo kan no you can I mean on say abrofo no almost lines na I mean na obi so emi no na say we market for no enti na na nya nwa also they no can say gloves hey
and I'm so we can say
I'm can gloves I'm coming simple gloves.
So why we share no more than one day no so no so why share no so e wo ho.
Na we tio you betimi.
It's in your ho nsa. Sanitize on
sa. One nose mask na e be share for the whole day. I better say edu ba bi a heat bi.
Any adaka mu de hin na ye hye.
Any adaka na say ho de wo. Adaka mu de say wo.
Enti o prefer say wo be wu dan no be sure.
No, me can me mom de me nya ready see me because me nya hwe ye. I say what say.
O worry ye mpo na ade.
Manu cry ye.
Yento ansem no so say Charles. Yento aso. Our page 11 where a gender see closure of schools affecting us. Female head porters cry out. Having good supervision for their children at home while they go out to work has been a challenging for many parents. But for female health porters, the problem has been compounded because they have no homes. For many of them, schools is home to their young children during the day, while they provide the safety and shelter for them at their secured places, often in front of shops at night. However, with all schools being closed for the past 3 months, there is no home for these young ones who now have to either tag along with their mothers when they go out about their business. Some are left at the mercy of other children who are barely older and needing supervision themselves.
So hwe mu dia emma esu say it to schools no ha adwene pa isi ade maamefo no enso kasa e dia fon say schools na e close ni de emwa emma nema ensada enkoyi emfa homa
na wo hwe kaya efo no say just say o omudwaso anase mkoswaso abayre ni niama na so omobre a ana ubohu na ebi mu deda ebi store anim na just ebi mu deda nkofo adwuma anim na sisi a se je say schools ya to me dey so munya baby kra enda ene obehu omo na je say wo hwe mfoni mu kra je say obi ba ekon kra ebu obi ba kon ebu bo hu obi so na je say on the ntoma chechire no achechire ne ba na je say odi na chi no je say ba yere so no nti no so na je say Marvin House Limited yen so ye fato yon so je say ye program aka ye nene ebo 7 na je say Lydia besinkunya omo hwe nsem a yekoso the bra yekofa no je say na oye kaya ye bi yekofa no asisi ano je say otumi hosting program otumo say Marvin House ye koye na megidi say next season so enkofo mbenya mboa no eno so ebedoso we je say ejuwo in the street a je say Marvin House ye de somo anopa bia no
na onse mami we mu kakra onse no na me ya advice kakra bi hwe my one so mo ngasa work hard because who vision ade ba akra ha say o be ye adwuma apiska ko hwe musua ada say na say okopeska no o peska na akwa ye adwuma no na wo ba na odi awo be ka ho no say odi awo ni fi krom na ba ye dia no problem but awo na be wo ha no enwo na say vision na ade ba akra ha say no cutting off one say that identity ba na fe kiosk bi a be ma bi hwe ne ho no no dam no asa be ka cho say me ware no wa fa no no awo ba ku mi miensa na hwe hwe picture ya na de wi ankola
but Sir Charles unim so say to da bia aya na enheda enyomofo ti fi say bi mu free ha na so mo kọ ha so akra ha de je say wo ba ha wonya adwuma ye na obi so che say ene wa me ma na betu na me so me bank line say na wan ka sa du kuro ma che say ho ho we na wa free nkra say wa kwa abrochira be nti no so mo ba ha mo so ye nya baby nda ina say wonya baby na so na koyo obi kiosk na che say wutumi pechi wo ho na say oye we ya bo hu na bi abe ma bi ncha na bo hu no ne na kowo na bi onko ware say bi wo ho na situation ne basa eya na enheda enyo mo fault so what me American say ne abayo ya lockdown ya chi ne o say ba bia ne maamne ne papa nda enye ntino ene okobe ma bi ho akoda so wo hu eya situation na at times e frefre ne ma bi ba wo
oya akona boni free say o wapa you so ni problem uko shemu a on say eye ade a eba say ba ene ba ye ala say obia ne lack say mami a police ni bo no bank say ene lack na sign ni what I say but akwara na ya akwara boni free say hwe age awom na ukoda be manche because asem no kra no kan edu ba bi no say ono no okoda ne boy ne ho a onim say bibia bi okay nti okosha ho akosi say lockdown be ko na wie ye say onya akwara boni a anka de ntina mami no papa ho e o chen o papa no mami no mu ni problem say ohun na kire wa papa yi onka so on show so nzira de netie onye papa de but onka so on show e ti sana de netie hwe o ba kra fa hwe wa dwunim say o ba be ye adwuma ntu be ye adwuma na aba na be unya be bi na me kwa de nka me prefer say unya be bi nda no nso be bire abuso a mo kra no betimi akọ oh daddy we dem sire unya be bi na etimi so person me da ha na me no
say cha so nim say enya sorry bia na wo man mo man kofo kwan kwan mo mu twa picture wo da ho
sa sorry nya ba akopẹ ensori Ghana han sorry akra han sorry nya ba akopẹ je wo nsori bebre ye wo hwan ensori edi na no kara miti edi ni bi ye wo John the three and hwan je say ensori bebre ukwa ha ni anwa
sorry no we here for na me ko hwe
John ye pon match do ye pon me mo number John the three oh ejoko a ubenya biako sa na nsem netie tinu nkwala no omo ba omo form vision no enfam enanti
so our pay 30 on special voters registration for SHS students start today. The Electoral Commission will effective today begin the special voters registration exercise for qualified senior high school students who are currently in their various schools across the country. The 2-day exercise will be carried out in about 700 SHS in the 16 regions, with officials of the EC visiting the SHS on both days to register students who are 18 years and above for them to exercise their franchise on December 7, 2020. The Director of Electoral Service at the EC, Dr. Siribo Kweku, who disclosed this to Daily Graphics, said after the initial scheduled 2 days, there will be a follow-up to get all qualified students registered if they need to.
Yes, see, I know and 24 air anymore. Say, you see, if you are meeting your call, schools now, I'm register, and Kalano, say, by our motion at least, meet me about trouble. Well, when you're 18 years, and only a register, it's almost a special and Omoko, ye, the man, Kalanina, Ama, ye, Kalano, almost card. atoaba unja no na ema ase ni tete aka say ompakra mu nkoro ni
Ay, I'm up a story. Na me so me gidi says your mom will register say bebre na na wo say senior high school I say omodi 8 na broso ni obehu obi as obi ma me na nyina enso account me gidi say omo register omo nyina ebeboa na enkoba say omo wo fie ni pe say sisi an say day students kwa no enye borders a say covid-19 piepie schools be kwa wo fo no akwa fefo mo makra efi ho so when nti say ye mom nkọ bebia na so mo wo fo de a na me gidi say je say easy no entutu je say mo nan enko ho
good move so move sa agenda no no dia ko school mo na makwa boa
yeah can't be say if Mohammed will not go to the mountains the mountains will come to Mohammed nti no so eno mo so matutu o manama omo
maybe mom dey come dey ade dey kakra bi tum panifo nim say omo mo ayen na nkansentrofo so no omo nya sama yen on say nka ye adwuma no edi no e better sa o eti nka ne nka media houses ni nyina moko media house bia no ma yen kama mo say nso bi je adwuma ye so ye bodawuru a kire wiase na ye jai na ya ba be sa na on say
na say Charles when me call ogbojobra ye starting voters registration a je say me call hwehwe nsem e wo ho no na ene me dru ha wo me ko hu panyi baako se na mre na kasa ade me card a chen so ha ne ha na me fi ene me nya tu me na ene bra bi di me cho sister wo ko he just so just say me fi a kire ho na just me be gina anem ade aye ti me nya dru a just na beti ni ogina ho mo sister wo ko na me simpacho me card ni na just say oje hwe no say ene wotu me kwanya sa ade a nka wo be hu me se me ti he ene na ma no me hone.
Oh, see, as time goes on, you're quitting for the 5 years. I say in 24, one year online. I bet me register online. Near ma, you bet me for procedures with be more about me. And yet, the Ghana 1 year didn't be I say a cosa like. I'll go preach. You'll be in any other job because as I know. What if you know everybody? Will be great to meet future exams. Oh, and Tinian, boy.
Yẹn also ewo pay 30 was the government not selling Kotoka International Airport. Aviation Minister. The government has no plan to sell the Kotoka International Airport or any of its assets. The Minister of Aviation, Mr. Kofi Ada, has said. He said what was going on was that the government had granted approval to the ministry to engage Suma Consortium from Turkey as a strategic partner for the management of Ghana Airport Company Limited, saying even on that, no final agreement had been reached. Last Wednesday, workers of the GACL went on demonstration in Accra to register their displeasure over an alleged government plan to privatize the company and sell the Kia. Wearing red outfit, the workers said the government, through the Ministry of Aviation, did not only intend to hand over the company to Suma Consortium, but also plan to sell the Kotoka International Airport.
There's a workers are more a year Kotoka International Airport. Any upgrade, any demonstration, and then you better cry. And then you better now, almost you say, almost per se, you better to Canada, a year company, Pia. And so 24, I better to say, and you know, credit say, almost so much try to grant, almost your margin pukra, say, almost drinking home, some baton, a year Kotoka International Airport. Now, you don't, now you are fine for him.
Na insem ne ba na me kwaya me chese omde documents kra be ba ya chese aban eyi stamp bo so chese o ma ton ewie ni menim se o mo be ton na chese
ben fo mo ni na ho mo ma ye se o nya no kre
o da bi afi na ye hwehwem ye hwehwe nsem no mo se ne aviation minister dia ba se enyampe se nsem chefo ye nso ye hwehwem se ne be ye na chese enkoba se ebia ebehu ana nsem no chese afa ye
ko Ghana ha ena ne be bibiro ha bisia o nya no kre ye enye ebehu apum ne aye wo de o mo ton kutuka na abrofo no abroche kokra be ede
yes, so assembly so I will pay 16-17 when I say COVID-19 Trust Fund donates PPE medical items to hospitals. The COVID-19 National Trust Fund has presented personal protective equipment PPE and other medical items to 6 treatment centers in the northern, Savannah, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. The beneficiary institutions are the Temali Teaching Hospital and the Temali Central Hospital in the northern region, the West Gonja Hospital in Damango in the Savannah region, the Bogatanga Regional Hospital in the Upper East, the Wa Regional Hospital in Upper West, and the West Mamprusi Municipal Hospital in Wale, the Northeast region. The items included infrared thermometer guns, scrub suits, hand covers, all size of over covers, heavy duty aprons, disposal aprons, utility gloves, examination gloves, sterilized gloves, gynecological gloves, nose masks, and goggles. The items form part of consignment worth 10 million Ghana cedis to be distributed to institutions and individuals who are directly engaged in the fight against the COVID-19 across the country.
Enya asam kiti na say ehon ensam enso no nyame adom wakopi mu ewo other regions a ma kwatcheche ye PP e de ama hospitals e wo ho nyina na de wohwe mu na say kan miamia ni biti say northern region, savannah region, northeast, upper west ene ho hanye say eno ho ensam no na say wohwe mu a ene ma omde koye no na wotesa
Aden
de na kaka
me say gloves.
More.
Okay, gloves.
Edi only say edi say sound. Emma pa no mutim say like omutimi bowers bi oji o to wan say me last me twam we dey me from kakra na me twam aso bi na omoto da na ase na omo for you na omoto ni san say don't knows you da onya me knows you eti me bo modi abopru won na me say na say da na omoto ni san no what problem you say
Yeah, be you are yeah be can send you can say na brofo you be kra na me nti de be kom na je say ya nka say you twi ya na namo and your boy you cha na je say omo boy yeah
empenifo aya ade bebiri so mabomode atimi akọdundum ya hospital si edede ye nose mask ni ade bebiri ne bebiri ewuwu mu omode akọdum ya hospital omo so fa mom ho ban na ne de so muntimi enkom anim se be ya omo so no say ya doctors for ya nurses for yare nyanya bi ewuwi omo so betimi abom ho ban den se be ya ne so betimi akoye ede amom
on say Charles COVID-19 trust fund yanka se nkofo nso discuss shim no be huna campaign we institution we say omo discuss amount no be na say omo yi omo de atoto PPEs nso de akoma afoforo na we mean say ye beba out say be ka say say yen hwehwe baby asika no ekọ say e bia COVID-19 twema the discount na ye bia nso say omo be breaking it down na yen so yenya bi enka say ye said there some ban yenya bi ka amba say yenya bi nka na say ensem na amba na say daily graphic so enfa bi enguma na say yen so yenya bi nka
bi account so da e bia yen hye da nya kese nka
kese nka ensem ne de say wo ba e bia na yenya ne kese anka ntia no so eno no page 6 was the ambulance service responded to 2,797 COVID-19 cases. The National Ambulance Service has responded to 2,797 emergency cases of the COVID-19 across the country since March 12, 2020, when Ghana announced its first coronavirus. The Greater Accra region has recorded the highest number of emergency cases of 1,399, followed by the Ashanti region with 750 cases, with the Bono region recording at least number of 4 cases. The national coordinator of the COVID-19 management team, Dr. Ya Osei, said the figure indicated that the service was making great strides in the management of the situation, added that the team was dedicated to helping Ghana win the fight against the disease.
Yes, uhwemu dia ambulance akese ani mamu na agye atuma omo ebo adwuma se be COVID-19 nso no obi bia obeyare bia no ono so etimi akofa no ama no abeka ye bebi di na ato say ye quarantine no na ye say enema nyina ye fa na ahwemu dia na ye say COVID-19 no uhwemu from March ye kɔ no de na ye sha ase ye nya ye first COVID-19 that was ye nya yenu COVID-19 nipa mienu a yetimi record so so nya COVID-19 bi tina say ambulance a ewo Ghana ha no ebo adwuma pa ebo adwuma yie utimi say nanado one form ambulance na ma say ometena omegina hokeke for fun but omra say omeye adwuma emfa emwa ema ne manyina enkoyi tuhwemu a na say Asante region no na ye cases no kra that time 750 and na tina bron half region for the na for pe and omugusu no manyanti no us ambulance na ebo adwuma pa oba ambulance de eye si binya dodo na ebetimi achini na so bi yale ya fast get a hakofa no na magana
on say we 2,797 no mo de buy no che say COVID-19 cases such as omunya ankasa no na wo hwe omo frefre na aban ekomo de mioni omo mehwe to omo de kan ho awon nkofo afre no say Charles say yentumi nkan ho
ambulance na come the ambulance the officer me
hwe wonim chese wonim Ghana fo ankasa won chese ye di number betu dwa say obetumi afre so obi be frɛ te say 193 ye wo ha chese ambulance e bia wo hu say umnim aye kuro chese nyama bi enko ya be from obi be frɛ
offer ya hello if I tell me say free kwa benya e come di mi ntime ndey send me nkran
chese ensem a ekoso e wo mo amu ha bi enno no
na de ye nwa ayi fire service obi timi from if I'm to ye rem ha show ehim for Medina ahashe o meba no
hwe nkoso ansem no so our page 7 so we are focused on conducting WAEC. The Ghana Service of the West African Examination Council, WAEC, has said it is focused on conducting this year's West African Examination Certificate Examination, WASI, in spite of reports that Nigeria has withdrawn from the examination. Nigeria, with a total of 1,549,463 candidates, has reported backtrack on its decision to participate in the forthcoming WASI as a result of the novel coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. The Ghana Service of WAEC said it learned about Nigeria's decision on social media and was yet to receive any formal communication to that effect, adding that once the Ghana government have not changed its mind on participating in the examination, WAEC was for now focused and committed to conducting a credible examination for Ghanaian candidates.
Yes, and some no could be say what's the home and some of the sea there abaya atria obia eka bi na impedifo da to da say omo focus say omo betro exams no na enkwala no nyom certificate there except say the mom na omo de omo kaka nyina say Nigeria for there omo take this so made omo twem na if you crowd twem cry so one omo twem say omo person omo betro exams no kra na enkwala no ntina fi no mom ho ban omo no mawofo mom ho ban na afi bia enye kama na so omo de government ni decide bibia ye say twam anaso twam eti government nka hwe mfa ho won bi omu focus eno money so di hunu ne say betro exams no na enkwala ne nso age boss body na omu di akofie na ebase community ni ekwa omu so di akopa adwuma e de ya na so di obeto aso e di akọ school no samono ni o Ghana ho omu so betim di akọ nanim sa na enseseye no etie
eno be kana seme wo pese okọ school kwa wo de ye de pese wo ko exams no try wo de ko he enso no eye say Charles Dani abro
o say musim my team news bi na musim basim ko school no wo de ko dey wo ko exams okay na ya no try de ye dey was it kwa France you be school ni pass 75 anya bi yeah was it said was it you go school in the airport
never tnafi so omo mi omo ni no mo ntro se ne omo school ya je say adesua ekoso ya ma omo age so mbe start omo yin omo hu no mo suan de se ne be ye na omo atro
mo ye de protocol na omo de ballot box no mo ye
omo so Ghana for some observe protocol
I don't see protocol no mo de ye de onom de France ballot box no omo ya na eti ye nyina ye bompa se kwala no mimi ya na ebe de se nkola no betro exams na wie na ya makwan ya bie kwan na ma wono mo wachire no so no se be ya next year no omo mo wachire so betimi atwere mo de enya sa na omo mo wachire next year no be pende atwen omo mo wani mu ha na so mo tru wie what I say enti no because if you only say you for no media house media schools no be be atwotwo je fo bi omo atwotwo
omo atwotwo mo exams
enti no ya makwan na nkola no so enkonko twere mo de na mo ma bibi anya fine for mom
Ansem no so our page 18 or see use COVID-19 support fund to cushion commercial drivers. The minority in parliament has urged the government to use parts of the 16 billion Ghana cedis from the COVID-19 aviation program to cushion commercial drivers against the increase in taxes on petroleum products and prices of spare parts. It urged the government to use part of the $1 billion from the International Monetary Fund, 10 billion Ghana cedis from the Bank of Ghana, and $219 million from the constituency fund approved by the parliament to help reduce the hardship commercial drivers as well as the ordinary Ghanaians are facing.
I say, parliament idea to move. Is that say a year?
Other parliament engine to more patches sana abino enye to say dom kumane wo
aban na ye na say yoki
that be sana abino enyom say omode to aban nim say senya spare parts adrosu senya ne obefo car first na it was the 50 pesos as ya omunya kombeju for CDC aban first can shem senya beye na spare parts and bo aye de nyom kwaboso kan ya senya bia de omoto ne 10 cedis ko bia na akodu beye 30 Ghana so omo so drivers for so ntino ni offer COVID-19 alleviation funds ya na nkofo donate scare ya che say omo enyiye bi ene omo yi kakrefi ya no mo yi kakrefi no mo yi kakrefi ya na che say omo fan shame senya beye na che say yenso ye ho be ha ye na sisi ano loife no ne bua ye drink Charles
parliament chair and say the government ni say omo make sure some this can be
say adwuma we aha
it's some agi atuma na say sa na me the person
so omo agi atuma aha
say di nanado emphasis can yes sa adwuma no emfa my because lolo fe no see a lolo fe no kra de na say me person me kan if you say me fan say bi agi me 1 cedi 80 pesos na me ba na 3 cedi 50 pesos na we so kire me say awo ho kire na me ho kire me munya saade no
yes some so our page 9 so see MPP USA donates 130,000 Ghana cedi to support fight against COVID-19. The United States of America branch of the New Patriotic Party last Tuesday made a cash donation of 100,000 Ghana cedi to support Ghana's fight against COVID-19. The group has also made a cash donation of 30,000 Ghana cedis to support the COVID-19 fundraising efforts of Ghanaians and Friends of Ghana against COVID-19, a fundraising campaign by the Embassy of Ghana, USA, aimed at raising funds to support the fight against COVID-19 in order to help affected Ghanaians in the USA.
Na so ubo wure mu MPP anso ana omo so ho sise no is here the US MPP group no ana omo so ayi sika so ne kwakoboa ama yakon aye COVID-19 no it na say bi ma enko a na ekoso say omo so betimi aboa afight ye COVID-19 COVID-19 na de aban nko a ni sika ntimi emwa je so omo so establish ka kese na ene de omo de beboa ema yakon aye COVID-19 I think say a very good move edema abano any the groups are Ghana nyina obi a wa wo bi ne die yibi ma na ye ntimi fa nko ekoden efri se abano nko sika ntimi enko ema ne enyeyi entwen ka se abani enni bi ni ntino on se lockdown ne by me danyame ase ana se na me ni jima nkrofo bi so mo so eva out so be ya do
ye nkofo ya do ye se Charles nkofo ya de papa
edima won eye say na ye me ya ne say me area mu no ibi amma hosa kwa benya ne bi amma omu yiye man na ye MP no so amu aye
yen so ansem no so e wo page 26 na ye dru na ye de to aso ama o we daily graphic mu ko page 26 or see new committee takes charge of schools COVID-19 issues. The government has set up a 5-member committee to monitor and control challenges related to the COVID-19 and other health issues that may rise in senior high schools for the period that final year and secondary gold track students will be in school. These categories of students are expected to be in school for the next 8 weeks to complete their respective academic works. The measures have been associated by the report cases of COVID-19 infections in some of the schools since the students returned to school. The member of the committee are the Presidential Advisor on Health, Dr. Anthony Siasare, and Deputy Minister of Health, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, the Chairman of the Risk Communication and Social Mobilization Committee of the Ghana's COVID-19 Response Team, Dr. Da Costa Boaje, and the Deputy Minister of Education in charge of basic and secondary education, Dr. Yao Educhum, and the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kuma Boaje. The Minister of Information, Mr. Kojo Ponkroma, has disclosed that at a press briefing in Accra yesterday, said the committee had been tasked to address gaps in COVID-19 guidelines for schools.
Yes, school need ye be kwa ne sa nko kra beko na so ko na akotro ari azie you be so ari azie sa na sabono eti jopon kruma na dey information no odi egu form na djuma ani so my information na wa kire ba bi aye ko update bi a e fa COVID-19 ho no ono so ebetimi ayi edi apie enti no so ne nsamo a odi todwa eye and now and almost back as I
na chese nhyehyɛ aban so de agu akwanta so mo yi nkofo bi esisi wa he ene mo case we ene mo hwɛ na bibia enko so na no ene din am boy na chese
Costa
da Costa da Costa mo nyina ekeka ho
ni nkofo di o
yes so e wa page 28 amenity Charles yen to so e wa page 28 of Daily Graph for calm returns to KNUST SHS as part of measures to restore calm and sanity at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology Senior High School. The Ashanti Regional Directorate of Education has released the senior housemaster of the school, Mr. Seto Wuswansa, and the Densu housemaster, Dr. Anthony Awuche, to the Oforiko Municipal Directorate of the Education for reposting. This followed the incident that led to the death of a final year business student, Master Richard Leonard Sam, last Tuesday. Already, the Ghana Education Service has interdicted the headmistress of the school, Miss Felicia Samwadankwa, to allow an investigation into the incident. The Ashanti Regional Director of Education, Miss Mary Owusu Akau, has been asked to take temporary responsibility for the administration of the school.
No, I say, I'm going to sorry, Bema.
Bema, I just say, no, we
no, I combine and accident.
Oh, no, so Osa and a Hanu. None mamma cry say,
also could be papa.
The Kumni papa just say, also for Ewa. Now, answer that I didn't even snatch a say, no, mamma chair cry a year. Cancer Sunday no just okoko to turn yama bi enduro ni biane kakra je so de kwa akoma ne ba na sisi anu say COVID-19 no ama ne hom ne so nti na je se wunya duru ho a wutumi enwura makanto ne amakwa odi aba ne je se obetumi kwa e de akoma aba na no che se oduru security no ne ama ne kwan amfa ne ama ne enwura nti ne bibi odi ba bia ne se osan kukuru e de call na chi ne no e na che se 2 days time so wanti asempa e ba na che se ne ba no atwa na no
advice me man say nipa na de niama na ba e de na ese ye o me ba na yare o we intimato nduru ni nuane e de ama no me de ba ye ntima ni nwuram ayemra ane ya hye but de bitimi ante be gi niama no ni ya spray bi de spray ho e de akoma akwala no because masa yesi akwala na hwe ne nkwa no bo ba kire mutimi de na bankom bi so tie na do asem bi o kan mi bia o say so bi wu aye ntimi fa man entimi san fa ne man kom bi but nipa o tin kom ni de e betimi ayi bibia bo no ho ban eji akwala na wu ni sezi amba ndai on sezi o ma yi obi fufuro so no nko hwe in charge na de no ho no wona ebe make sure se be hwe ni nsem etu ye hwe na hedan who street na wa manipa no wa nye niam no
Charles mbra ya dia ma no on say your parents no kwan yes sisi obetumi de niam ebedoso
tie me se emra ne ayadwuma emra no ese ye adwuma security no aye ne mra eso adwuma but in a common sense no se ma me no me ye sure se ma me no so kirekire mu kire se ne ba no yare no yare etini jiwe ni we etidi na ebe ye ebe hwa makola na wu ampa so ne hwa makola na wu no ye de mra ne san so makola na edai afiri mu akola no betima bankom bi ma na de bi etu ye so say minister baby en no o school mu a enti nkomo nyine ma ne fa nkoma no say MP babi former president baby a enti ga nyine ma ne fa nkoma no asem no mbeso mo kire ye no oh
answer no mo so on say no mo ju say bia COVID-19 bia che say na students kwa gugu na COVID-19 bia nka we kwa risky enti ye hwe sansem we ne fa ntu ye ho fa na obi a obeyare bia na COVID-19 sisi akwade ontumi mbowa wutumi kra hinti so onya ye ni bia de be show no ja chete yesi wanya COVID-19 bia ni
ye amrandom de ato ama school for ni say ye mama me for papa fu enwura ho na nse anye bi na si ya mama for kwasa wo ma no ana no man stop wo mo ko fa nkwala na free school mo no man timi stop wo ba akwala ne mama de aduro bra akwala ne de wa stop no so ma ne mfa duro
yesi omo abe form ma no eduro be bra mo be throw exams na ye ba isolate your mama mo throw exams if it's almost share ma wa wo fifie e ban chese e bia na wa koti bia na wo fa mesa
o de ne sha dem akra na otwo kra wa tworo e de hian se wa tworo
onya kopen en kopen mama yen tsem so ye ka mo se money break to me die and I just a more share e wo MATV so na na ya Kessewaa Minister Charles na just say ye bobo nsem ho na ya find solution to it. E ka we say on so ma comment no embra wo Facebook aye MATV no obo capital MH no ma space kaka na the TV aka ho aha wo call YouTube so Marveling House Limited na no wa bon fefefe wo call Instagram MATV e wo ho I no no small letters MH now the TV aka ho ha and also no na face Twitter Marveling House Limited ne enka wo comment no nyina emfa mo ye ka we say Global Sky Security and our face Leonard Soames and our Sawyer say kan Global Sky Security there e say wo kai say security ho nyama nyina de obenya bi e wo ho and e wo common things na wo hu say ya tro Global Sky Security egu ebia CCTV camera na say we ya e da bi enye Global Sky Security omonsa no adwuma no yen kai say nipa bonfo na dɔso ene omo ho say nyama we ya papa o meyo mo de egu mu sisi entututu anamon na call Global Sky Security and answer from e was 030252250302522503 now new Global Sky Security and the juma say na meka no open CCTV cameras, home security system, tracking devices, fire alarm system, security officers via there Global Sky Security omo wo ho e de ma bra na ma ye card so mbeje e wo fel so almost say someone is always watching and say na odi CCTV bo how to me share e wo phone ha kai say obi show and our face Leonard Soames construction company papa sisia obi agi too much so obesi ni dan a wode share omonsa no area Leonard Soames construction company papa pan just omo so e wo ho ma so person will see hospital bi office bi and our person will see school na person will see e dan a person will tinem and I say restaurant bi a person will see there for Honda Leonard Soames construction company. On my also I crowd some will bejo and none of pay from I was 0302544708 0302544708. I'm also I crowd send them can on bejo fell so more eduma phone na just a mutio minimum ya freya and the boss not just say yes salute to say and so almost I crowd san no pay or more bejo. Yes, one seminar so there the Ghanaian Times and the air to us to say Charles.
Yes, I.
And to our Ghanaian Times, no, so I will pay 3. Now, Ghanaian Times, almost shots and not just a crime, Sahodro, and not just a woman no more day, as shall say, a woman. The kind be as a man arrested for stealing 372,500 Ghana cedis from company. The Barcelona police have arrested a man who allegedly stole 372,500 Ghana cedis from the cash office of a company at Sprinters Road area in Accra. Salifu Jamma was reported to have entered the country's cashier office through the ceiling. The police retrieved 1 wallet, 3 hacksaw blades, 1 pair of scissors, and 4 screwdrivers, 3 chisels, and nylon rope from the suspect. The head of public relations of the Accra Regional Police Command, Deputy Superintendent of Police, Efia Tenge, confirmed the arrest of the victim to Ghanaian Times in Accra yesterday. She said the police received a call that someone had entered the cash office of a company that deals in computers and mobile phones at the Sprinters Road area.
And I say, Bachona and Omo company baku be a team about Bokro, and Yama, who we are there, as our class I miss Midim, Edumako Potia, or this Anyaman Equacoy, and Ajumudiana as a knee. Actually, say, Kuma, say on so, Emrano Mina, Emma, the reason why you are not so sad and Yama we at the Equoy and how ever say, what kind of miss if you say, so what me bow that baby. Na boy nya hwe amfa won se bonya bi wan se da nya sika bi amfa otimi ade ba bi nya bebefa
on say sika no de onya wia yo so eniama na ache so ode ko wia no na ache se eniama na omo hu se ehye no ho na no de wan ko wia wo ho na emom eno na ode ko your operation no
me ba say on se ko ba bi wa nya sika wia utimi chale wote kura afa
oh chalote kura utimi fa ma so sha o se ma yire ade pupa ma pna ne be 1 week na ma nya hwe amfa ene
mi sia kronfo bi wo Medina Court ha ya ana na madam fu bi ni case bi ekudi na boy na kwa we nya hwe amfa o ma we na no wasasa ehye park mu ana wafa be 3
no polish
e bisa so de coin fa o so de command again
wa drain again ho pa no asesa no polish na
obi gra young boy du ko wi apant of ma se bi red one no o se na Valentine to o de kwa ko di Valentine no na se no ho ensem ntino wako wie ska na ya che no ana yɛhwɛ sɛ betumi adi ne nsɛm no ɛde ama no takrɔmfoɔ no deɛ wɔn wɔ hɔ paa obiara no de
wia bu sese kra na o pressure ne say any o pay
me yɛ sure paa sɛ akɔ kra no ade okɔ wie nyɛ na adwene mu a ntumi sɛ ɛyɛ ne girlfriend bi na ɛtata no ma ɔno nso akɔsi saa
mo
asɛm ma yue
yes so our page or see woman commit suicide at Doblo Gono. 35-year-old woman committed suicide by hanging in her room at Doblo Gono in Accra. The body of Gladys Lawe had been deposited at the police hospital mortuary in Accra. The public relations officer of the Accra Regional Police Command, Deputy Superintendent of Police, Efiatenge, who confirmed the tragedy to Ghanaian Times, said police at Amasaman were investigating the suicide. According to her, the husband of the deceased, name withheld, told the Amasaman police that he had left home his wife and 5 children at home before leaving for work on the fateful day. The police PRO said while at work, the husband received a distress call from a neighbor that the wife had committed suicide by hanging herself in the room.
Someone and SCB no. I say, obey when you're 35 years. Na uhwe mu awasen ho ono ankasa akunu ho na say ewu pa minim eso bi anse da nim de ha no na utiem de na ne kunu no esi ofifie no na ono ne mba na wo fie no okopie mu ewa adwumam to wa adwumam a na ye frɛ ne say wo yere na ne die ono ankasa ato na nanom wanso wa kunu ho ono a na wa kunu ho enti na esa police for eso hwehwem ewo amasaman na esa mi ankasa mi importam nti afia tenge eye wono na ye police pini ewo ho vanse ono na ehwe adwuma no so na ehwe se enima nya betumato yi ono na nsɛm no ehye ne nsa wo hwɛ se nsɛm no nyina enso betimi atodi na fibia enso ayekama enti no awa
na je say obia wedi 35 for one ma 5 she so ni ku net dey nkra na beba ama na che say wakoku ne ho e ne dem
ho sempa na metin se mi se na bo se esa na me kasa because ya ida se bia obi na etata no ida se bia odika bi ana bia ni kunu na me ni nje ana ono a che se aware na bia ofiso ojai ana obi wo kwa nzo bu a ewu ni bi wo obu owu a utim se yare na ase bi ehye ne so ntina se ono kasa kunu hu fra ase so na ukun ho a di na abenya
na je se o ma 5 ni na wa gya mo egu ho a che se
na me bisa wo if you say wa nyame amfra wa fra ho se nyame ma ready say me ba
Yenta so the Ghanaian Times page 4 and I do see the editorial of Ghanaian Times was say heightened COVID-19 protocols in schools. There is growing anxiety among parents and guardians whose wards are currently in various senior high schools due to COVID-19. At least 13 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in schools over the last few days. On Monday, the parents of some students at Accra Girls Senior High School, where about 6 cases have been recorded amidst the schools to take their children home over fears that they are unsafe. The feeling is expected to because being separated from your child during a pandemic is the last thing every parent will wait for, especially when the case count have exceeded 20,000 with active cases tally hovering around 5,000. It is for this reason that we have been revisited the issue of safety in schools. In our editorial head of the reopening of schools, we implore the government and head of schools to strictly adhere to the health protocols in schools, including the wearing of face masks, washing of hands, and social distancing. We also call on various old student associations to support their alma mater with PPEs and sanitary items if there is a time their alma mater needed them more. It should be now. We must not fail these children. If we do, we are failing the country's future.
Yes, and some now ye kasa nsem we say enkwala na no mu school no eno ma wofo akofom na je sa wofo ne te say enkwala ne be 13 enya COVID-19 ni bi iti na say 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 omo ankasa omkofom ma edi free school mu ono mkwohwe omo so ema bia ye kan omo na wo kofom ma na wo kwohwe omo no betimi ahwe omo say enkwala be say akwala na nya bia wo betimi ahwe no timi hwe akwala yi oba wofo no so munya abutire because empeni Ghana amampeni dia tuga sen kola ni nko school na mko try exams oda say it is enkola ni nko school ko try exams ade bi ebesi bia no eye abani asede so be hwe sa nkola no
but Sir Charles I am shishio so betina ho na esie bia wuda ye chi obi anya COVID-19 a te so be hwehwem se me ne nipa ya kasa da ben kra na me hu nipa so eya hwehwe se on se ya kasa ye mba no on se abadaye no aya na edro so
abadaye wo ho but aban be ye na sade because okofa kra na kofi no on se na mpanifo ne ka se sa wakoba ne ba oye bedru school mo nko ade a oni school for ne ntwe exams mu etini on se na on ka se wia onye bi wia apo onye bi ntu na bi akoko shey wo kwa be bo search etu kwa wo di naked na ekọ
enu kwa student utu apo enu de enya advisable yes suade nti na bo hu nya ki ole na da ho gban adesua na ye they see social distancing so ye adwuma ine why wadwe say exams wo betu apo ene obe frɛ wadamfo ne obe say Charles eso you spell ne say won hu in some way 90 see I don't me copy nti suade ya mamo ample time so mo fan suade no na say mo hwohwo na mo di suade na mo fan try exams
o se okala de se tu apo wan na ka kire o
enu kwa say
ministers no krom ko school mutu
amo ntu apo no evidence
evidence but na dem salam evidence omutu obi anu omutu apo omu school ni dey home
yeah to also page 9 the Ghanaian Times page 9 and I was politics Mahama inaugurate election 2020 national campaign team the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress NDC Mr. John Dramani Mahama on Wednesday inaugurated its campaign team for the 2020 presidential and parliamentary election on December 7th. The ceremony was held at the party's head office in Accra. Mr. Mahama said he had put up an experienced team that would ensure a responding victory for the NDC in December 7th election. He said it was exciting to see a team that is poised to deliver victory in the 2020 election. The former president later took to his Facebook post stating that earlier today I inaugurated the NDC 2020 campaign team. This was exciting to see a team that is poised to deliver victory in 2020 election.
Yes, see. Asemni nyina dey asi na Mahama ana wade atu da no ase esi ade 2020 na Mahama don't me ba to me ka say me support me ba say na nyom no na yeso ye tu bi na de ade e abo o say wayi running mate obeboa no ama 2020 matimi adi nkonim de ede ase eti no odin panifu bebre enso gu akwan mu a omso betimi aboa ama 2020 no ebasi victory dia you bet kiki MPP for free ho na NDC for abehye ho na mo so abebeye adwumason ade ama Ghana na unim ba bia na ayama yi kakra omo ade eyini to no omo chocho no di no omo se Mr. Mahama ba bi so omo se former president
na say obi wo ho a wo ka na din a se Mahama for do so
ya bi se ye de ne ye wo former president Mahama na Mr. Mahama no on Ovunifa. Mahama ya asama nya. Nti where from Mr. Mahama?
Oh na say CC no say na America no betumi the former president
at Mr. Mahama me hu nipa akoda. Baka former president.
Say na mo din kan former president na bo say to aso.
Oh former president.
E na America no
say Charles former president. It is a former president. E kasi Mr. Mahama.
Yo any o ma the Ghanaian Times CCC and mo train mo obi and mo fan to the former performer in your montrones ha na ento so no na be ma say Charles na kuma atoni yam nti mo ma enta so e page 11 was traditional council director more festival to be held in Stool Houses due to COVID-19. The Ghana Traditional Council has directed that this year's celebration of the Omo Festival be held within the confines of the Stool Houses of Chiefs within the traditional area. Furthermore, it directs that heads of family must perform all rites in connection with the festival at their respective family houses. The directive comes in the wake of the increasing number of COVID-19 cases in the country and the need to curb the spread of the virus in traditional areas.
Yo, nice, I know, and some no. To see how they go for woman that betuja, penifon that betuja say. Festival now, ya mudi na ni nkofo nam krom no we fa ni we sia ye totogu abonten ye bodondom agi anini asasa eno sa eba sa dia na esi enani bi mo nkra ye wo chale wache de wo mu ye wo we wo ha ne nkofo fa ha ni sia sen se se do mra betu ya se COVID-19 nti pa no twa no obi ani wo fie Yes, would you fear, who she fear, no crano. So, Procrabate me cry in the video, said, and idea, yes, I bet to be as will be a videos who are so for Omu Cran, no more the video, or no qua on in a camera for them inside no more video. Wait me, you bisa, I'm an eye fair, intino, woman person back on tank, na convenient buyer, and do a honey mania abato day, or be other better fee. Now we didn't deal with fee, and no. No obusia traditional enti no obusia ene eto no we fa tutu ofie ama bibia aye kama enti ne de mra ene ehihye e de ato direct ene ya direct mu bia so oni mra ne so na enhye anunyam kama se de asofo no so asonye na baaye no wo mu so edi so no we gafo so de beto dia se ye nso ye expect se empanifo ni nyina enso ebedi emra ne so na ba ni made bia na emesere onim se tama uze edrum me a enkranfo ne di omo so afa hye bia omo make sure say sorry no ebe yedin
say
onim se edru no na sorry na kasa fra na close up down na say okay ejesi a wana kwasha fra na wana say onya de ye
na wako homo festival ni bi participate bi o sula na teshi enya sem kitwa o
last year mi ko bi me say last year dem me na mfo bi di me koy na mo ye ko no mo say ye say weche de ben na u be shako na ma ya san ke do ni ma de ti na me ko bi say me ko bi keke as ye ya so for na na ye intimi ye
intimi o so anu watena fi
na bi so we ko bo ni akon ma keke
we sure so ko tena baby na hwe
keke me ko tena me ko kuche ma na me no because me won crofo am so nim mi wasa mi ko so na me ko ni crofo nim me what dey say it na say me bu
na mo frost Charles na just say wo mo 2 cedis isa
o da bi 2 cedis
wa mo
ai na crofo na me na fo gbo be 1000 o ko mo 2 cedis me nya bi
yes asem so e wo pay test o say Noguchi to ramp up COVID-19 testing. Government has started taking delivery of laboratory equipment and supplies that are expected to increase the country's COVID-19 testing capacity and address current hiccups in testing that has resulted in backlogs. The supplies include 150,000 swabs, 100,000 KN95 masks, 700,000 examination gloves, 270,000 out gloves bags, a picrams chain reaction PCR test case to do 500,000 test tubes and PCR machines. The head of the virology department of the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Research, Professor William Ampofo, who disclosed this yesterday, said majority were received on Saturday, while the rest are expected yesterday and today. At the COVID-19 briefing in Accra, he said, when all the supplies arrive, various testing centers will be capable of conducting between 10,000 to 15,000 tests per week and reduce the travel time for testing to 48 hours and in the same case 24 hours.
Yes, the government no make sure say o metimi aye test no isi ano enche kwa no buchi for o dey test no different ones no eba total so saa nya de anti no enema ye de mo a o so betimi e de aye adwuma no ade ase me da bia me ka say o mo obi adwuma eya e so mo na adwuma o mema na akade a ebe ka no ho ma wotimi aye adwuma na so yi na COVID-19 no enye say ace and waka say oh media me AC there e we na de bantini ye ni say but enima be fa kwan mu a emma nipa na hu say okay minya glove she me sa minya nose mask akatama no minya echeni bi she na me she ntade e beboa me amazisi a me koye test na enima bi so me ntimi nkonkonya because obi e wanya bi no so okoso ni mu a wo ye den a won say bi awura bi on na awura kofi ho akofo wanim na akofo ntino che say wonya glove say ye director Father Desi Junior, a sudden, and no sudden, o chiano crown, fan home. Go in Jania about road to Bua, COVID-19, but I say, I shall swap and one fancy for you.
No, dear.
And Koye, you can
see me.
Fancy for now. Who's your also upon who by you? Or the nose must was Shana.
The desk on my own band, on my own band, who cry.
Father Desi Junior Dexon. And then go no me, no dear. Can you watch over?
Yansa so pay 13 was KNUST establishes medical journalism communication degree program for journalists. The Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology KNUST is to establish a degree program in medical journalism and communication to produce expert science journalists. The establishment of the program would ensure students having the professional knowledge and understanding in their reporting to shape people's perception. This has been necessitated by the fact that many reporters, journalists lack the skills in science reporting in the country. Not just say Charles Radio come here and you be journalist be and yeah hey since COVID-19 na you hu not just what dey hu e hye nkofo mu since no mu training journalist our science aspect say na be no be hu say o say bia e ba no topic we ya say e na betumi aka cha amanfo a say omo akoma beto omo yem na afin so omo tu anamon bia say e bia na omo nkonya bia na say omo ho ebeto omo nya de obema omo yem ahyehye omo nti megide say University just nhyehyɛ omo de ato wo say we no person omo ye no so ebeboa Ghana fo nyina
na nso nyina heso say nyina heso e ka COVID-19 ho
nti
enso no enko mia bia bi
but na make us who journalist bi na so mo ma COVID-19 ho nsem a won obeka say wodan ya no kra cha say wunya tu na ya benya COVID-19 cha say yam hyehye no edoso
kama ne nya ndu 10,000 kwa no bi adi ka predict 10,000 na
and obehu na date ni different na cases ni different na cha say obi so post ni de menim so ye adwuma o Ghana Health Service ya no kra untumi enchire
on say I on say drop for na sometimes ni ma entokwa senior na ni nyina ti say boy say na bia boy na twemu kade obakwa po no obakwa bo no
na meho
na mo ho baby nam nya sekitua yey oh snap
embeho baby
education dey omo family e be boa na mi hira omo nso
say Charles the track so e was the Ghanaian Times mo page 14 was Ghana's COVID-19 case count up to 23,463 reports 129 deaths 18,622 recoveries. The Ghana Health Service GHS has said that the country's coronavirus cases have reached 23,463 after recording 641 new cases as of July 6th. Providing details of the cases at a press briefing in Accra yesterday, the director of the Ghana Health Service stated that 9,403 of the cases were confirmed from routine surveillance, while 14,060 were detected from enhanced contact tracing. Meanwhile, the number of recoveries had also reached 18,622. The number of patients who have died of the disease was at 129. From the last update on Tuesday, Dr. Kumabwa just said.
Na say eno so ho ensam eno no COVID-19 na egusu ya no disu aye kan ye cheche ma kire Ghana fo no na ekoso na ahwemu dia na sisi case no ayaresa bia ho mo hwe mpemfo na dan no wo mo eda to gas sisi case no adu eye 23,463 na ye case no atimi adu na se hwemu a wo mawu afrimu no nyame efom kra ensi yewe yemfa nsane mfa ni agro eye serious case pa enti no so mawu no eye 129 ena omatimi afrimu nyame efom kra ensi ye emfa mayen da bi ne ba ku hia mo ewo heaven sa ena ensam etie na ahwemu nso a wona amho atom a nyame adom wo mu anya ayasa no eso ye 18,622 ena ye so hwemu am so ho atom a ayaresa na de yeda nyame asese abini abini nyina no omo etom no ekosoro esen wono omu ewu no ese cases ni de ba na eba de but ayaresa no nso no ekoso na ahwemu dia na ese yesi womo na womo nso na ba se ye hwehwehwe omu ye tracy womo a ehu ye no test womo no na ese no nso no enam eno so wo be ese 9,403 na ese no ho ensam de ekopa yesere Ghana for moye ho ban yankasa ye daachi anase ye destiny ehyense tele nanado ekan no e bia na meka say Father Dexter Junior be ka shiro was massa nanado say wo destiny sha nsemu enti bon ho ban
now on say World Health Organization e ban no African countries especially West African countries na no mo hwe Ghana che say cases a yenya ene omo wu ne ka so omo wu ne eye de but hwe cases a yenya 23,000 plus na che say go for 129 wu a mo pa che say Ghana ye boy your home model pa e wo COVID-19 emre mu na wo hwe obi otuminya bia 10,000 na nkofo ewu be 8,000 na so who say
a day kura ni what you say US a day wo mutumi wu be 10,000 bomb straight
na sha say Italy na che say omo gu I say
Italy for no ma blue Mexico na Mexico country no omo de let me show you videos ni bi utim se nipa awuwu edda bonti man ba kokura se mo kafa na wo kana emrewo o mo se man ne call hospital no na se o man yi ne ba fie e ka cha ne se ye ntimi nhwawo ntiko fie ne ko nto baaye no within 3 days na so owu ye de na so mo fa no de ne ko aya reho nti Ghana de nyame ase se nyankopon abena binya akoso ano boy ho ban
na de to omu na se bi beto ye wa ha
say on say who steady ya Obama wife Ebeka say on who ni say Gan Africans ye be wu say enkoko na bigage na yere nso be kan the same thing na me ni ba bi a mu free anam oba me ni na I said enkoko
asa nyankopon kasa wa hwe situation no ne ye delay say Charles
on say who hwe mo enkofo etwa bom fi say na asem o mo kan bo mu ni fact any reason e was subobo ni bi o mo dia hwe mutim no mbeso mbeye editi Africans but na nyankopon so say lalambia
say Charles fa nu si won wa mese ba bia wo ko na ai say wo ko tin do no ye nto a ese no si dia na che say ka wo say ha eye money break ha eye meeting money break tumedi a che say ye dey sommo eno no na dey do dey na che say daily guide mo sem na ye dey bro na ansa na ye beto aso daily guide mo ye twa ye ho resisi a ye ba ye sem na ye beto aso.
Are you worried about your security? Are you able to access and protect your property and the people you care about? With an increased height in robbery and kidnapping, you should not compromise on your security. Global Sky Limited, your total security solution, is here to help you secure your office and residence. Global Sky Limited is making it possible for all to feel safe and secured. Security should never be for the rich alone. Global Sky has over 300 products ranging from CCTV cameras, access control, fire alarm systems, security lighting systems, intercom systems that ensure utmost security for you and your loved ones. For more information, call 0302 522 503 or 0264 363 125. You can also visit www.globalskyafrica.com. Global Sky, someone is always watching.
Abusiafo ye sama makwa babia money break tumedi na ye to aso e de amount ye do so ye daily guide monsem no so ye ba be hwe nia ekọ e wa ha say ye sha said that yes to forcing trial begins. The prosecution yesterday called its first witness in the trial of the founder and chief executive officer of the Funds Capital Bank, Atu Essien, and 3 others who were put before an Accra Circuit Court over the alleged involvement in the misappropriation of funds leading to the collapse of the private bank. In his evidence, the witness, Vish Ashiagbo, a director of Price Waterhouse Coopers, an auditing firm, told the court about some suspicious transaction initiated by the accused persons in the aftermath of 620 million Ghana cedis received by Capital Bank as liquidity support from the Bank of Ghana. The former manager director of the Funds Bank, Fitzgerald Odonko, together with Tete Neti, a former managing director of MC Management Service owned by Mr. Essien, as well as a businesswoman, Kate Corte Papa Few, are before the court charged with 26 counts of conspiracy, stealing and money laundering. The four are alleged to have misappropriated the total of 620 million Ghana cedis liquidity support given to the bank by the central bank to enable it to service its maturing debts.
Is there the unya semana akokoto?
Che, ubeko akoka onsem.
Ubeko court na akoka onsem na wachire say we na oba unima de e pa cho yen hwa de kitua bi me hu de tin ho ne nan.
The adrodo ha no.
Yes say first na matiko ye fresh. Sisi ano matiko no.
Yes nose mask radials. Face mask radials and no and wo ho na hwe before no wa hwe
after. It is Ghana ade o ma ye kire say yen a yede we ni hye ya yetikwa ase yetikwa tutu
COVID-19 be ko na yetikwa tutu
na yen na hye ya so ase no te say for that junior die esi be we ni aso na ese
na sha so na o ma draw ha na
but obi an kopa graphic into bi where the
daily guide
obi an ko to bi no hwe ade a o ma drop ah o ko to bi abehu say the ade netie wa so be say kelengelen onze ye muhwe ye muhwe
na daily guide no na to me draw bi nim chese wadane o wa chese bra ye chi ni tu mu yi ene chese wadane o wa o PF prison onso no de so to me ba dan o to me dane o wo to me dan chese aboa bi o to me dane na no na chese o draw na chese wadane o wo
na we me de no kwa na nyame problem we onso yes ana obi o tifie na onim de ekọ ohu pra because na yes mas be akelenkelen dia se na ehu nya se me hye oh any pone nam no onhye na wasu ya esi betintin say ya why
na se cha se hwe ato esin ho nsensem ne ache se e ba ya na bank yegu a nkof ene we diska o na ache se sobo amode bo no ache se World Bank man is kebe se ska no ekowi ase na di afra ache se di nsesem a ye hwehwe sika no na wo hwe asem ya yatena so ache ache se da bia ye ka ho asem
onse na make say asem de onya case a kwa na eso court na o da koto court nim se ni na se onse bank nsensem de ya na eba ya na e be very difficult kakra se obi sika wo ho na afi wu so e be fa onsase na sika sem be basa de court anom de beko na ma make sure se eti asem na de minim se de ombedi awie no e be hu ba bi a sika ne fa ye ni ade a won se nti no em de so de beko court be boa.
Yes, so our page 4, the editorial of gender politics. All of a sudden, we are being fed with the untruth about political novelty. That is not, of course. The annals of local politics have entries of women partnering their male counterparts during election, with all of them expecting to reap from the important feminine base. Unfortunately, those in charge of preparation, the Opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, presentation about the Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman did not get their facts about the history right when such a choice is exploitation driven, it loses its integrity value and is our worry with the litany of tweets about the goodness of the professor and the untruth. Women are special, a fact nobody can joke with. What is at stake now is about an individual woman whose track records as ministers is what Ghanaians are confronted with as they try to make sense from what the former president is seeking to impress upon them. Such a rare blemish on the scores of a woman, the sales are from the roll call of her colleagues whose outstanding contributions cannot be overlooked. Na je so sha ya nka say ma me je Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman che say ye ma panyi dada yi nu na ensem ne de ye nyan kan yo e bi mu say che say we yi nu a che say no e be ma na to ama no e bi mu so say he wa ben na ne ya jo say ne ye nya president e wo man mu na che say ye so ye to me ajo
one thing I say Ghana 40 years say ye wo ye MPs ne bi ma
ebi ye ma
uko parliament ama na gu ona so say mamefo na wo ho no ebi mu nye leaders room
ebi mu ye pa
adwesafo a onka mpanifo no ho eti die ntina NDC fo yi oba as vice ababaye news organ
say nkofo bi chese omo hu butaye penti agese odi eyi na sa
ade mema na yeyi omo ya obota edi wo
say na ebimu kakra say ye maami akuadonko ewo ho chese Ghana fo moto man na yakwa yi nkofo na chese mota na chese o eni obeka bia mama obeka bia bamba
mama ncha ade ba ko we fact bi anim said yeyi mema reason bi ani ho saa na yeyi man so reason bi ani ho reason na ho nyina ne say ye nyina ye hwe say yibenya atentene ne dia ma obia what ase ye kra ne ye puchi aba say ye mfa ma enhye adwuma nim eti se ni mahama bo abon homodi ayi obi mama no nye bia asaw o ye professor what ase ne wayi na afa we obi ba ena obewu ena ye to wayi obewu ena we ena ade na wayi oba akwadon konye modai mama nka no krasam ye nyina ye nim se mama ne bo adwuma but ma ye mfa kwadonko en compare mama we o ye professor wohu wo de ko kasa se ne si a we benya asem se
ene wonim so benya asem ne en cancel
se ekwadonko
o say mo hye na aba no mutumentu a mo ma na ado ntena so o sori so no so ba bedi man so na chese ye mto aba emma no nti ono so ne bota odi asi na ni so no
ekwadonko
yen to so e wo page 5 for say COVID-19 could kill more through hunger than disease itself once Oxfam hunger linked to the fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic will kill more people than the disease itself, Oxfam has warned. The charity says an estimated 122 million more people could be pushed to the brink of starvation this year due to consequences such as declining aid, mass unemployment, and disruption to food production and supplies. That also John say.
Say COVID-19 there. Only say COVID-19 kura 18 ko bi e konkro betime apu bi.
Ene no mo kan ya.
E kom betime apu obi ato atwene a che say adwendwen ni oha na amane no eto no so a obi obi wu kura na COVID-19 kura nya nche. Owu na ansa na COVID-19 be che no. Asi ase ti no. Hey COVID-19. Now this COVID-19 ade ba ko eye wonwane say enim sikani nim siani.
Hwe na nkofo mo wu chese nkomo wo sika nka ebe to
obi say John say na me ma adwen kura ni ne susu obewu sisi but papa no ewu no shoko ma me mu say
no shoki obi a na chese
me dwen ho me ntia ase wawu na mo de mo sole a politics nko a ma me wu ya yi no na mo te ho na ekua no nya mo dai odwene ni ho obi an kofa na mo mfa professor ya say me kompa enye no mommy jo tu a
Yenta so page 9 where na chese the Ghanaian Times so say Kessewaa drivers exploit passengers. Drivers plying the Kessewaa Nima and Kessewaa Newtown route at the Kessewaa main station in the central region have increased their transportation fare by over 30% despite an expected general increment of 15% announced by the government. Distracted passengers going to Accra Newtown or Kessewaa have since Tuesday, July 7, 2020 been paying 7 cedis as against a previous fare of 5 cedis 30 pesos, while passengers from Kessewaa to Seko, who initially paid 4 cedis 50 pesos, now pay 6 cedis.
You know, Kessewaa to me.
Just say something there, just say, obi to me need there to say whom.
Say on the omo no decide say, omo abe say aban no anye bibia mfa omo beto omo adi nam de omo patum. And as you see,
a bass and once mean Chawano, so a bass and on say aban says si I say what na trade yentina tutu de ne yenso ye ni abrena sisi alfa ka won say Charles into ko esi wo mu no yeso mo nchi ade fiti Saturday ba we na chese bibia e be hya ase enso fiti Tuesday nkofo agye chese obohu obi no de 3 cedis enkwa na ato so obohu obi na 2 cedis na chese obehwehwehwem na chese over 30% 40% na chese desika no so
anyum bia da bia na emede osinipa nyo eya mumra emergency ni osinipa nye
o
enipa ni suban o hwe omo nwi yenso ye ho wo mo dwen omo de ho me mafo ka no misum me gana ni ti se wa wo so wo bre kwa mfa so misum nye scam be fro ka de ba adwuma no musa etu de o tumu a aye nyina nim se nka 15% ene de to so na se afi de 30 de adan oh boy adabafo ano odene until so man kakra why yensu ye bre yensu social distance yenye ye bio Se me nua te me ncha nka ba me de. Oh.
Yanto so page 11, 334 killed on Kumasi roads in 11 months. Statistics from the police indicate that 334 people lost their lives through road crashes in Kumasi from January to November last year. According to reports, other people who suffered life-threatening injuries and valuable properties were destroyed as a result of the crashes, some of which were avoidable in according to experts. Osei Esibientri, the Kumasi mayor, who was not pleased with the statistics, has charged drivers and other road users to be extra cautious on the roads. According to him, the country needs its human resource healthy and alive in order for them to champion transformation, so that avoidable crashes must be stopped now.
Na say wohwe mu anipa awu awo Kumasi kwan so de be almost 11 months ni no na enya senkiti onipa 334 na atimi afimu a omo prapra de bibiri kwa na unimade ba unim se Kumasi kwan no ya na very dangerous meme so mo ka se do abafo nye careful a me nyu omo nya adwene but ade ase e ka che do abafo ne say e say every 3 days bia e say o check o car no because ebu a anye do ba ni ntumnika ohun okwa abonsi na the shots ba ku bu from gram no ku nipa it as I say na ba bi o nso me cars ni yie ye check every 3 days bi say ye check your cars no na afi so no ye make sure say emirikatuo unnecessary no ye bete so na overtaking enfaso bi ama ukọ ketekete abedu fie ukọ gidigidi abedu fie ebi awa ukọ abeba what say tienya ni sa
Special the dey chat so daily guide must boy 18 kills grandmother. Shock and military have rock Ewutu Osadu near Bojuase in the Aguna East district of the Central Region after an 18-year-old boy allegedly murdered his grandmother by stabbing her in the eye before fleeing the community. Akosomo, who is said to be on drugs, claimed Comfort Abba Otua, 85, during a brutal knife attack in her room in the community on July 7, 2020. His family, which called him evil, said the teenager took the bloody action after his grandmother, known to be a prophetess, had refused to give him money to go and buy cannabis, popularly known as weed.
Na se unse me ya na se asem kese ewo ho ti abrantie small boy onyi nu ba bia 18 years na se waku ne grandma ya se na ema ni sika na ofa nkonko towi
ofa nko no wi
se aja oba koto na wanom na otwetwa bia na ni so se higi
na wi teacher
na utimi se ma me nso eye odifuba odifuba na waku na to atwini adan eni asefim kra
sisi apade na ekoso wo man mu ha obi a wedi 18 years just unsam no dwen ho a na every news ye kan kra just news a e ba ye 17 years a obi atumi akunu enam oba ho 17 years o
ye wie pa nu ade a e ba nipa na dwen owie a obeka kire se obonsam ha
ye de ne do court so obeka se niama mo de tutu mesu nyina just ni ho hwe
e bo ni wie a na fa waka se e obonsam na ye no obonsam so ti ba bi dwen ne ho ono obonsam no ono ana aye ono a
e na kokko sakra ya o
ko sakra ya nka ba na nka bi ja ne ha uja hani nso be ja ho ani nti sa ne sam
ebusi afo ha na de de obokata mu nsem ne nyina ebesi na chese money break no na de ne chese de akogu nana ya Kessewaa me ne Sir Charles na chese na de newspaper review section no bro ye beda wase papa se onya abre hwe ye na afin so bi production crew nya fiti Father Dexon Jr. na afin so Akosomo Timbi na afin so abaje wa akode se na meka wa ba na chese odi nani a checking piece kiti ne nso akwakwore bura ya toto eno no o share price na chese eno so ekosra ha ti beda wase anope Global Sky na afin so na sumsi eda wase sama maso ya semi edi twumede ene de no so abakogu ye kan wo say ochina youth and politics e wo ho na afin so politics in sports say na wo say Sir Charles e bo sports ni bi so ni onya kan ya no de fast sports side aha ochina ni mu nyina e be bro nti ene de money break twumede ni asori so ye da mu nyina ase.
worried about your security? Are you able to access and protect your property and the people you care about? With an increased height in robbery and kidnapping, you should not compromise on your security. Global Sky Limited, your total security solution, is here to help you secure your office and residence. Global Sky Limited is making it possible for all to feel safe and secured. Security should never be for the rich alone. Global Sky has over 300 products ranging from CCTV cameras, access control, fire alarm systems, security lighting systems, intercom systems that ensure utmost security for you and your loved ones. For more information, call 0302 522 503 or 0264 363 125. You can also visit www.globalskyafrica.com. Global Sky, someone is always watching.